Picture this. Your next online stream, video call, or massive download could be powered by servers chilling at the bottom of the ocean, off the coast of Africa. It sounds like science fiction, right? But it's happening now, and it's about to change the future of connectivity forever. For decades, Africa has been seen as the last frontier in global digital infrastructure, but today it is stepping into a completely new era of innovation. Engineers, scientists, and visionaries have come together to design something that feels impossible yet is very real. An underwater data center network hidden beneath the waves. Imagine a world where your internet is faster, more reliable, and more sustainable, and all of it is powered by the depths of the ocean itself. That's the promise of Africa's first underwater data center network. At first glance, it seems like a bold gamble. Why sink valuable servers beneath thousands of tons of water pressure when they could easily sit on land? But when you look closely at the logic, the vision begins to make perfect sense. Traditional data centers consume massive amounts of electricity for cooling, sometimes up to 40% of their total energy use. They generate enormous heat, require sprawling land, and often suffer from environmental concerns about emissions and water usage. By contrast, underwater data centers use the natural cooling power of the ocean to regulate temperature, slashing energy costs and increasing efficiency. The ocean becomes a massive air conditioner that never shuts off, working 24/7 without consuming additional resources. This means more power can go into running servers and less into just keeping them from overheating. The results are not just cheaper but also greener. And that's only the beginning of the benefits. Underwater data centers are also more secure. Hidden beneath layers of water, they are harder to access physically, reducing the risk of sabotage or theft. They are also less vulnerable to natural disasters like wildfires or earthquakes that plague land-based facilities. For Africa, this leap isn't just about technology. It's about rewriting the story of digital access for an entire continent. For years, millions across Africa have struggled with slow connections, unreliable networks, and limited access to cloud services. Now, by bringing data processing closer to users in Africa, latency is reduced, speeds are improved, and access to global platforms becomes more seamless. Think about what this means for a young student in a remote village trying to join an online class without buffering issues, or a hospital in a rural town needing to upload patient scans quickly to specialists in a city or even another country, or an entrepreneur developing a new app who no longer has to deal with frustrating delays caused by slow infrastructure. These data centers will not just connect Africa better to the world, but also connect Africa to itself. They form a digital bridge where every second counts and every byte matters. The companies behind this project aren't just chasing profit. They're investing in the future of Africa as a major digital hub. International tech giants, African innovators, and regional governments are all collaborating to make this project possible. The engineering behind it is breathtaking. To withstand the crushing pressure of deep-sea environments, each data center is housed in a specially designed capsule. These capsules are watertight, corrosion-resistant, and built to endure years without human interference. Inside, racks of servers hum silently, cooled constantly by the surrounding seawater. Fiber optic cables stretch across the ocean floor, linking the centers to coastal stations and then connecting to the wider internet backbone. These cables are the veins and arteries of global connectivity, and Africa's new underwater network plugs directly into them. It means faster access to international platforms, smoother streaming services, and better integration into the global economy. This is more than just a technical achievement. It's a symbol of Africa's ambition. The continent is no longer just consuming technology created elsewhere. It's now becoming a birthplace of ideas that could set global standards for decades to come. The implications are enormous. First, for education. Online classes, e-learning platforms, and digital resources suddenly become far more accessible when connections are fast and stable. A student in Nairobi could attend a lecture streamed live from Harvard with almost no delay. A young coder in Lagos could upload projects to global platforms without constant interruptions. Second, for healthcare. Telemedicine has been growing rapidly worldwide, but in Africa, connectivity challenges have often limited its reach. Now, with underwater data centers, hospitals can transmit high-resolution scans, run AI diagnostic tools, and collaborate with specialists abroad in real time. Lives could be saved simply because the internet runs faster and more reliably. Third, for business and the economy. Startups, banks, and enterprises thrive on digital infrastructure. By lowering latency and boosting bandwidth, African businesses will now compete more effectively on a global stage. Transactions, logistics, and cloud-based tools will no longer be slowed by poor connectivity. This leap could transform entire industries, from agriculture and mining to fintech and renewable energy. But the ripple effect extends far beyond Africa's borders. The success of this underwater network is already turning heads worldwide. If Africa can pioneer such a system, why not Asia, South America, or even Europe? Coastal nations everywhere are beginning to consider the model, inspired by Africa's boldness. In fact, underwater data centers might become the norm in the next 2 decades. Imagine a world where every continent connects to the cloud through vast underwater webs, reducing land use, emissions, and costs. This isn't just about solving Africa's challenges. It's about setting the tone for global infrastructure. Of course, there are still significant hurdles to overcome. Deploying massive capsules on the ocean floor is not cheap. Maintenance requires specialized robotics and deep-sea engineering that few companies currently master. There are environmental considerations as well. How will marine life react to these structures on the seabed? Will the heat emitted, even if minimal, affect local ecosystems? Regulators, scientists, and engineers are working together to ensure that the impact is as small as possible. So far, the results look promising. Tests suggest that the structures blend naturally into the ocean floor without disturbing local species significantly. In some cases, marine life even seems to adapt, treating the capsules as artificial reefs. But long-term studies are still needed. Beyond the environment, there's the issue of scalability. One underwater data center is impressive. A network of them, spanning thousands of kilometers, is a much bigger challenge. It requires huge investments, international collaboration, and careful planning. But the momentum is undeniable. Africa is proving that it's ready to take this challenge head-on. And the payoff could be historic. In the coming years, we could see Africa not only achieving digital parity with other regions but actually surpassing them in certain aspects. Because while the rest of the world debates, Africa is already building. The visionaries behind this network know something vital. The future of data belongs to those who dare to innovate. And right now, Africa is daring boldly. Picture yourself a decade from now, downloading a full-length 8K movie in seconds on your phone in Nairobi, or joining a holographic video call from Cape Town with someone in Tokyo with zero lag. These scenarios are no longer fantasies. They are the logical outcomes of today's investments. Africa's underwater data center network is a story of courage, collaboration, and conviction. It shows that the biggest transformations don't always come from where we expect them. For too long, Africa has been underestimated in technology. But no longer. The continent is not just catching up. It's sprinting ahead. So what does this mean for you? Every digital citizen of the world is affected when a leap like this happens. The internet is global and faster. More sustainable systems anywhere improve the experience everywhere. Your favorite platforms, your streaming services, your online games. Many of them depend on data flowing seamlessly across continents. Africa's upgrade could make your experience smoother even if you live thousands of miles away. It's proof that the digital revolution is not confined to Silicon Valley or Beijing. It's happening beneath the waves of the Atlantic and Indian Oceans, off the coasts of Africa. And it's rewriting the future of information itself. The question now is not if underwater data centers will succeed, but how fast they will spread. And when they do, we may look back at this moment as the spark that set everything in motion. So, as you watch this, think about your own digital future. Think about what it means when innovation rises from unexpected places. Because one day soon, the videos you watch, the calls you make, and the data you send could all be powered by a server humming quietly at the bottom of the ocean. And that future, my friends, is already beginning today.